Now that we have some really cool cloth animation working and collisions, let's take it through the rest of the steps we need to create a sequence and a sequence animation, and then ultimately we're going to export a short animation just so we can finish the process from beginning to end. So let's come up here to the Cinematics tab and add a level sequence. I'm just going to put mine up here at the top content level, and I'm going to call it Sevarog Cloth Anim. And here's our new sequencer. We've got it up to 150 frames. Let's just go ahead and make that 500 frames. Give us a little more room to work here. And as you remember the steps from before, if you've taken some of my other courses, let's just follow along as we add our character to the sequencer, add animation, cameras, and so on. If you're already familiar with this, go ahead and just skip this part. Otherwise, just follow along. Let's go to the track. Click this, add to sequencer. Remember, we have to add our characters to the sequencer. They're not automatically there by default. It's a step that a lot of times people will miss. So we have Sevarog in here now, and now we need to go down to the animation. Click on the animation, and let's just use the idle animation. And go ahead and click on it and drag it out all the way to the end of our 500 frames. So we have our character in, we have our animation applied to the character, and now we need to add a camera and a camera cut track. So this icon right here will do that for us. And we have our Cine Camera actor selected here for us. I like to make some adjustments here. See, we're looking through the camera at this time. Let me back up here. Over here to the camera settings, over in our detail tab. We're going to go to our film back settings, and this has a sensor width and height that it just throws on there. I like to make it a little more widescreen, so I put 34 and then 14 millimeters, and that gives a nice wide kind of VistaVision kind of thing. You can put in there whatever you'd like. It's totally up to you. Focus settings. The easiest way is to have none, but you're going to forego getting any depth of field or throwing the background out of focus and all that kind of stuff. So let's go ahead and leave it on manual for now, and we'll make some adjustments on the focus. Make sure that we're at the beginning of our sequencer clip. And let's go up here to the cinematic viewport. Okay, and that just threw us into the regular viewport. So let's go back down here to the Cine Camera actor and click on the camera icon. So now we're at the beginning of our sequence, and we want to adjust our camera. I'm going to put it about here. Let's get rid of our collision. Put it in game view so we can get rid of all of our icons. So on our camera actor, let's go down to the transform track, and we want to add a keyframe here. So just press on an S on your keyboard and it'll put a keyframe right there. So that's where our camera is until we decide to move it. Now at the end of the animation, just getting a sense of the timing here. Let's go all the way to the end of the animation. We're just going to have a slow, kind of like a camera dolly into the chair here, so we can really get a good look at this cloth as it bunches up and drapes around the chair. So that'll be our end position here. Maybe we'll go a little bit closer. You can tell we're a little bit out of focus, but we're going to deal with that in just a little bit. So back to the front. Now let's go to our character, our Sevarog character, and select his transform tab. And we're at the beginning of our clip, so we want to press the S key for a keyframe. And then let's go all the way to the end, and let's bring him down about like that, to that position there. And we have our end keyframe there. So as our camera is dollying in, our character is moving down with the cloth. Now, as you can see here, the cloth is all stiff and it's not really reacting the way it normally does. And we can change that by going up here and clicking play first, so that we can see the cloth animating along with the animation. When we export to video, it automatically does that, but I like to watch it whenever I'm setting up a shot. So let's go ahead and click play up here. It's going to take a minute. Okay, so now we have our character moving. Let's go to the beginning here and make sure that we're on our camera, the icon down here. Now we're set up to play. So go ahead and click play, and we can see Sevarog is moving in the idle pose. The cloth is moving. It's coming down slowly, and we can watch as it's draping around the chair and the arms of the chair. And it's just going to loop over again so we can see it. Okay, we'll go ahead and click pause there, go to the beginning of the clip, the animation clip. And again, this is just to show the process. We're not trying to do some kick-ass animation or some really cool animation right now. We're just trying to get the process down, the steps down, and then you can create the animation that you want. So in the beginning here, let's go to our camera focus. Down here, our manual focus, and just make an adjustment here so everything looks good, and then we're going to press the S key. And let's go all the way to the end. And let's pull this into focus here. See right here? Or if you want, under the camera settings, there's a eyedropper that you can choose. Let's go take a look at that here. Under focus, right here, this eyedropper. You can click that and then go right in here, click onto the chair, and it'll pull focus right to the chair. Okay. Coming a little bit of out of focus here, so we may want to change that a little bit. Okay, let's look at that one more time. Press play. Okay, looks good. So we have our simple animation, we have our camera pushing in, we have our Sevarog character coming down. We have simulation going at this time, which we don't need when we export the video. So depending on your system configuration, you may want to just turn that off so you have more computer power as you're exporting. Okay, so we're set up and ready to go. In the next video, we are going to export our clip.